Last one here from us. And then we'll go into some fan questions that came over Twitter, Reddit, and all over the place. Like I said, you are a very, very popular individual in certain areas, so there are going to be a lot of specific ones there. But we finished up over at Chicago, and then like you mentioned, you went to Indy XI. Really, one of the things I was curious about is I read up that you were director of goalkeeping right towards the end there while working with Indy XI as well. Is that correct? Yeah. So how did, first of all, what kind of encouraged you to take that role on, and how did you balance all of that, and just where did that all kind of, can you just talk us through that? That's a very interesting and unique thing.
I just finished the year in Chicago. I was on a 2-year deal, but unfortunately, that's when Nelson Rodriguez came in and wanted to change things up again. Mm-hmm. I had a couple MLS teams interested, but it was one of those, we're interested, but let's talk, in a few weeks, and one of those,
Right.
And at that time also, I don't know, how old am I? 38, 39, somewhere in that ballpark, I think, at that time. And so I always, I've always done youth goalkeeper training and coaching. I've always loved it. I mean, I did it in the early days because, you needed money back in the early days. Yeah. That's how you made extra money, but I've always known I was going to be a coach. I just love the position. I love talking goalkeeping. I love breaking down film. Everything about goalkeeping I love. Yep. So, it was one of those conversations of like, all right, what are we going to do? Are we going to go to one of these other MLS teams for another year or two? And then out of the blue, a buddy who I played against, it started with a guy named Brad Ring, who played with me in San Jose, or I played with him. He was playing for Indy XI. And so he texted me and said, hey, we've got this crazy idea. Tim Regan, who played in the MLS, is one of the coaches over here. And, they want to kind of throw something out at you. Would you be interested? And I knew from, staying in contact with Brad Ring that Indy XI had a great environment. Like, it was a good place to live, everything. So Timmy Regan calls me. I said, yeah, I'm up for a chat. I'm always up for, a chat and think about things. So Timmy calls me, and at that time they hadn't announced Tim Hankinson, but they were about to shortly. And he's like, hey, Tim Hankinson's going to be the head coach. He wants you. What we want to do is, we know you want to get into coaching, so we're going to make you goalkeeper/goalkeeper director. And, so basically you're the goalkeeper coach for yourself. I said, well, that's good. I can never bench myself. That's pretty cool. So that's kind of the way they worked it out, to get me there. And so it was an interesting 2 years because we had some good older players on that team, especially that first year when we won the spring season and lost in the final on penalty kicks in the fall. But every morning when I would go in, after I changed, I would go into the coach's office and we'd sit and talk about training. Me, Tim, and Tim. And so we go through training, what they needed, how much time I had, all that stuff. So I would kind of prepare my session, and then I had 2 other goalkeepers there, 2 young kids. So I would kind of tell them what we're going through, going to get into for the day. And so I started bouncing back and forth. Sometimes I was a player, sometimes I was a coach. So it was a little bit of a balancing act that first, half a season to season, just trying to figure out, who am I at this moment? Am I a player? Am I a coach? But it allowed me access not into kind of just the daily planning of sessions, but it also, in the off season, it allowed me into meetings with the owner about budgets and player salaries and all that stuff. So it was very educational. It was very educational for me. Second year didn't go as well. And then everything changed after that season. But that's kind of how it started. And at the same time, I was working a little bit with the youth club, Indy Fire, at the same time, which is obviously right there at the same facility. So I was doing a little bit of work with them. A buddy of mine was running the club. And I said, look, I don't I don't want to be out here too many nights right now. I'm still playing, but when I'm done playing, yeah, I'll be out here more. So did that a little bit. And then once that second